Vaquero Radio is sponsored in part by Information Technology at UTRGV, which will host IT Tech Days from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. October 3rd in the Edinburgh Ballroom and October 20th in the Harlingen Auditorium. The event welcomes students to learn about the technology available at UTRGV and get free advice on personal devices. Meet with technology experts from the IT departments and learn how to kickstart your career in the technology industry as a student. Come and attend for a chance to win prize drawings and enjoy free food and drinks.
You're listening to Vaquero News, the Valley Student Station.
Good afternoon, Vaqueros. Today is Monday, September 26th, and we are currently live from our Edinburgh studio. We're currently 90 degrees outside. I'm Jan Luis Trejo.
And I'm Timothy Chapman. And welcome to Vaquero News. Last Monday, the UTRGV Brownsville campus held a symposium where they invited U.S. labor leader and civil rights activist Dolores Huerta to speak. Here is Silvana Villarreal with more on the event.
U.S. labor leader and civil rights activist Dolores Huerta spoke about the importance of voting and standing together as a community to a crowd of more than 100 people during a symposium Monday in Brownsville. The UTRGV Center for Mexican American Studies, Office of Public Art, and College of Fine Arts hosted the Pursuit of Social Justice Past, Present, and Future Symposium featuring Huerta in the Texas Southmost College Performing Arts Complex. Huerta advocated for farm workers' unemployment and health care benefits, as well as safer working conditions, and continues to fight for human and civil rights, according to the National Women's History Museum website. The 92-year-old activist said she believes change in society starts when people register to vote, and it is important to keep immigration, universal daycare, healthcare, and global warming policies in mind while voting.
A very critical moment in the United States where our democracy is being challenged right now.
She said activists do not have the luxury of getting burned out, as there are still people out there who need to hear what they have to say.
And you're out there trying to organize people and get people empowered. You don't have time to think about your personal problems, okay?
A panel discussion titled RGV Activism Today featured local activists Denise Palacios, Josue Ramirez, and Dani Marrero Jai, who explained the importance of being involved in social activism. When asked why she's involved in activism, Palacios, a Texas Rising organizer, replied,
I mean, along the border, we don't really have a choice. Having the government always tell you whether you can or can't do something, or whether or not your humanity is recognized because of legality, really impacted my life at a young age.
Dalia Guerra, UTRGV Assistant Vice President for Public Art and Special Projects, helped organize the event along with Stephanie Alvarez, Director of UTRGV Center for Mexican American Studies.
I believe that we should be inspired by her determination to make a better world.
This is Silvana Villarreal with Vaquero Radio.
October is almost here, and you know what that means. The Halloween season is approaching. The UTRGV Theater Department is preparing to scare the upcoming production. Here's Rodolfo Alvarado with more information.
The UTRGV Department of Theater is working on the production of Frankenstein in October, just in time for the Halloween season. Associate Professor for the Department of Theater, Brian Warren, is the director of the Frankenstein production. Warren has directed more than 40 plays for UTRGV since 2002. Warren says this iteration of Frankenstein will follow the book rather than the movie that many people are familiar with.
They know the movie of the big green monster, but they don't necessarily know the book. I think we're going to show new things in the sense that most people don't know this.
Warren explained that the original book, written by Mary Shelley, had scenes and events that don't happen in the movie, such as Victor Frankenstein creating the creature's wife in the same story rather than a sequel, and another part where the monster watches a family in hiding. Theater design junior Mateo Ramirez, who is the stage manager for Frankenstein, says that the show will not be the campy Frankenstein people are used to.
We really, there's going to be prosthetics, there's going to be blood, there's going to be intestines, there's going to be period costumes.
Biology sophomore Luke Franco, who plays multiple characters in the production, echoed Ramirez, giving a verbal glimpse of the creature.
Another major part of the horror is the creature himself. True to the book, like a corpse. Fleshy, grotesque, but with that humanity.
Theater sophomore Diego Cifuentes, who is playing a couple of characters in the play, hopes the audience takes away some substance from the production in addition to the entertainment.
It covers two topics. It covers one, kind of abandonment, and then the creature kind of trying to live with the fact that it's in a world it didn't ask to be in. I just want people to come out just understanding those two sides.
The play will run from October 14th through the 16th at the Albert L. Jeffers Theater. Students, faculty, and staff can buy tickets with a proper UTRGV ID for $5. For more information, visit the UTRGV box office website. This is Rodolfo Alvarado for Vaquero Radio.
Brownsville held their city council meeting where they discussed the Public Utilities Board. Here is Silvana on how the meeting went.
Last Tuesday, City Hall hosted a city commissioner meeting to discuss pressing issues, including the Public Utility Board's high electrical bills and the new bus stops being built. The City Commission regular meeting kicked off with proclaiming the week of September 26th through 30th to be National Gear Up as well as Clean Energy Week. September has been proclaimed Deaf Awareness Month by Commissioner Nurith Golowski and Commissioner Rose Gowan. City Commissioner of District 3, Roy de los Santos, said clean and abundant renewable resources such as wind, solar, hydro, geothermal, and nuclear natural gases are being used to power more homes and businesses than ever before in Texas. De los Santos said the clean energy sector has produced economic growth for the city of Brownsville, creating new job opportunities.
With scores of new jobs being added to the industry every year that cannot be outsourced due to the on-site nature of construction, installation, and maintenance.
Deputy Director of Multimodal Transportation Jeannie Garcia presented the new updates on the bus stop improvement project. Currently, there are only 104 sheltered bus stops out of the 599 in Brownsville. However, once the project is completed, there will be a total of 134 sheltered bus stops across the city. The recent high rates in electrical bills in Brownsville are presented by Public Utility Board PUV representative, including Brownsville's PUB General Manager John Brusiak. Heat of the summer, high fuel cost, and rate adjustments have contributed to the skyrocketing prices in the utility bills. However, short and long-term measures will be taken to lower the costs, according to the board. Commissioner of District 2 Jessica Tetro Khalifa defended resident complaints about their utility bills being too high and single mothers being unable to pay their bills, leaving them with no electricity.
Because I'm getting a lot of constituent calls from people who are not able to pay their bills. That's unacceptable.
Commissioner de los Santos brings suggestions to the table, such as possibly incentivizing solar panels to fix the problem in the community. The next commissioner meeting is scheduled for October 4 at City Hall. This is Silvana Villarreal with Vaquero Radio.
And now for this week's events calendar.
The UTRGV Engagement Zone 101 is inviting you to decorate a tote bag today in front of the Music Science Learning Building from 2 to 3 p.m. Recruitment for the Kappa Delta Chi sorority will take place tomorrow, Tuesday 27th, at the Brownsville campus in front of the Music Science Learning Building. The Center for Student Involvement is hosting a hazing prevention luncheon Wednesday, September 28th in both campus student unions from 12 to 1 p.m. Volunteer for the Brownsville Animal Defense with the UTRGV Student Involvement Center Saturday, October 1st at the Brownsville PetSmart. On Friday, October the 7th, remember we have College Radio Day. It will take place in Edinburgh campus just outside South Liberal Arts Building.
And McLean goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV field house.
And now time for Vaquero Sports.
Here is the Athlete of the Week. The Rider newspaper had the news and it was written by our new reporter, Timothy Chapman.
This week's Athlete of the Week in the Rider newspaper is Business Administration Senior Takani Williams. Williams is from Auckland, New Zealand, and is the current captain of the UTRGV men's tennis team and competes in singles and doubles. He says he got into tennis when he was 3. Quote, "My older sister was actually getting tennis lessons. One day my dad took me to go pick her up at practice. Her coach saw me swinging around one of her rackets and asked me to hop on the court. He threw me a couple balls and I was lucky. Lucky enough to connect on those shots, it just took off from there." He left for the States to play tennis after seeing many other tennis players in his country leave and play college tennis here in the U.S. Williams expressed that he feels homesick quite often but has the advice for others who may feel similar. Quote, "If anything, just try and stay in touch with your family and friends as much as possible. Get on the phone with them, let them know how you are feeling and how you're doing. Because at the end of the day, that is your biggest support system." When asked about his biggest inspirations and role models, he had this to say, quote, "Parents for sure. One of my older cousins was a big role model for me, my granddad too, And then tennis-wise, I'd say Rafael Nadal. I felt he's easily the best tennis player that's ever lived. Just the way he fights, his grit, the way he never gives up, and he just hustles. I tried to emulate a lot of what he does in my games. This is Tim Chapman for Vaquero News. That story was written and compiled by Matthew Gonzalez from the Writer newspaper. Be sure to grab a copy of their latest issue for the full story.
These are the UTRGV sports schedule of this week. Today, the UTRGV women's golf team will have a tournament on Huntsville, Texas, and it's going to be all day. On Thursday, the UTRGV volleyball team has a game at 6:30 p.m. on Edinburgh, Texas. And finally, on Friday, the UTRGV soccer team will have a game at 9 p.m. on Seattle, WA.
Now for this week's campus weather report.
Good afternoon, Vaqueros. Today in the Valley is particularly cloudy with a high of 90 degrees Fahrenheit and 50% chance of rain in the evening. For Tuesday, there's a slightly chance of rain with a high of 91 degrees Fahrenheit. The following days are expected to be sunny and clear sky with a high of 91 and lows of 60.
And that's what we have for you guys today.
Be sure to join us next week, same time and same place for Vaquero News.
Make sure to download the Radio FX app and favorite Vaquero Radio. And check our YouTube channel so you can have the latest news of UTRGV. Until next time, have a good week, Vaqueros.
This has been Vaquero Radio News.